I'm just getting tired of our generation, the baby boomers and us generation X, Y. Okay, and you got the millennials having kids too, and the people before who grew up in the 1930s and stuff. We don't get as a person, us multiracial identified or multiracial heritage African, and most of us are. I don't go about the one drop rule. African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, and American. I don't let the white oppressor define me. You never let your oppressor define you. Okay. I'm getting tired of seeing these videos where I had a conversation with my son and I told him not to talk to the police. I agree. Talk to them about how I talk to the police. My question is to the parents. I'm not a parent yet. Okay. But just like Josephine Baker. Okay. Why are we not and I plan to get married and have kids. Why are we not teaching our kids to fight the legacy that Martin King, Medgar Evers, uh, Michael X when he left Nation Islam, Fred Douglass, Lucy Gonzalez Parsons, she was black Mexican and Native American from Texas and lived in Chicago, okay? Read about her. Her voice was worse than the rioters, okay? Um, Sojourner Truth, okay, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, all these people who had the guts and the bravery and the courage to fight the fight so our future would not deal with it. You're telling your kids to be docile, be slave minded, say massa, yes sir, massa type mentality. I'm not saying be respectful to the police officers who deserve respect, should I say. And I'm not saying to go piss someone off. Now, if someone getting false accused, we have to fight the good fight, okay? Like I did it in my video of Michael Bennett, okay? We can't have injustice. Justice one place is everywhere is gonna hurt us all, okay? But when you telling your kids to be docile, be slave minded, it's like an Aunt Jemima and Fiddler situation. It reminds me of the monologue of Fiddler in the movie Roots. Okay, um, y'all talking about religion, and I'm not proud. So I used to be one. Religion, have faith. Okay, well, why are you not teaching kids to have faith to fight against injustice? Why are you doubting God saying it's always going to be that way? No, it's not. Yes, it'll always be some type of sin, but not the all same sin. Is that people allow it to continue. So if you're so holy, okay, and so extremely Christian and holding down, you would know that faith without works is dead, say so in the book of St. James in chapter 24, 26. You have to put your faith to work. Then Jesus said, seek and find, and I'll be open to you. Okay, well, if you're not teaching your kids that, you teach your kids to hate being their black ancestry, because none of us are pure black. You telling them that being black is worse and dumb and sit at the bottom and don't do nothing. Okay, I call it like it is. Instead of getting some courage and strength and pride of all their roots, the black roots, the native, the white, all their roots, so they can champion and be the whatever dog, light, whatever, king, curly hair, whatever they feel entitled. It look white, look like West Nile, I don't care. You're not telling them to be the warriors, the kings and queens. You tell them to be slaves, house and field, instead of being the runaway slave, and instead of being the free man of color, free woman of color. You're not doing that. I don't want my kids to be subject to injustice, but no, when I have kids now, because I don't ever put my kids in this situation. I take my kids out, go to another country. John Horse of the Black Seminoles did it. They were living good in Mexico when they crossed the Rio Grande. Saying as Texas became a slave state, a slave country, I said, with the Republic of Texas. You don't teach history to your kids about how the slaves rebel against the massive besides the Black Seminoles and who's the other Nat Turner and many other stories. You're not telling them that there was ways there were people who are free people of color. As a Creole, I'm proud that my part of my roots do include that. You're not teaching that a wild, loud, white, racist version of what happened back in the day. And then you tell them to stay in your place like a bunch of slaves. And even they still talk nice to the cop, they still get treated like trash. That's not going to stop them. Of course, it's a smart way, but you tell them to be weak mentally instead of be strong people. If you talk about your black gene is strong, you teaching them to be weak and allow injustice to happen. You should be teaching them to be freedom fighters, teaching them to be civil rights leaders. Faith without works is dead. Okay? And I don't like to hear the discouragement. I'm not saying tell them to go to the police and talk to them crazy. No. Of course, have sense and have moderation, all that. But at the same time, proceed to fight for your rights. Because when their children and their grandchildren won't have to deal with that scandal of that. By you allowing the scandal, you no different than the person providing it. On the call like this. I look at this video, I'm like, I gotta have a conversation with my son. Of course I like saw Americans a scam. But can we start teaching how to fight against injustice, should I say, or just move? Because I'm out leave the United States. If I can't find justice and liberty and enjoy my life on this earth, then I could go. It's a big earth that God made. I can go any other place. Okay, I'm not gonna be confined to one place. As a human being, you have the free will to do that. Have you got more money than I do? Y'all refuse to either stay like a slave that stays on a plantation. I'm figuring out to get out that plantation. To be the wrong way, to be a free man of color, not to be no slave in the house or the field. Stop teaching your kids to be faithful slaves, house and field. Teach them to be freedom fighters. Teaching their queens and kings, not niggas. Not telling them to do nothing. Teaching that they know their rights from the law books. Read books that they put in books that they don't want us to know about. This is not in that turn days when he was a little boy when they said these books were for niggers. You don't read the Bible and stop giving a distorted interpretation of the Bible. Do you know the Bible tells you that people, the stories St. Peter said in the Bible in the second letter, their personal interpretation had no prophecy. Their interpretation was God that was full of a slave master. And the white supremacists interpret the Bible. You listen, they interpret. You don't test everything. Whole was good. St. Paul said Thessalonians. It also tell you the Bible that people destroy scripture on destruction. In the 3rd chapter, St. Peter wrote that down. 15 and 17. Y'all teaching folks to be scared, docile. Then the Bible tells you in Galatians 3 or something about don't yoke to slavery. Y'all, please. If this is you gonna teach your kids, I'm sorry, I gotta question the parents. Yeah, I didn't birth the kids. Yes, I ain't made the kids by sperm. I know, but God dog, can we have a generation of freedom fighters with some strength and some pride? No, well, we gotta do it that way. I don't feel like hearing no slave monologue. We in 2018. And y'all still acting like some slaves and trying to tell someone like me to go along with it. I'd rather be alone in a desert away from everybody and everybody believe that way because I know how stupid it is. And in the Bible, it tells you that people suffer of a lack of knowledge. Tell them to read the law books, you know their rights. Tell them to do all that. You tell them to be thug and call them niggas and hood rats. That's why they become the way they are. You gotta teach them to be educated. Our folks fought for education. We were forbidden to read, so we would not leave the plantation. Y'all, that's the reason why we in injustice because y'all refuse to fight for your rights. Research. Seek and find. Not gonna be open to you. I'm not the perfect one. You can see my sin on this, but say a sinner like me, gotta tell y'all so-called holding it out preacher who's getting 20%, 100% of your income by a nice bit while you suffering ain't teaching this. It's sad. It is. Well, the apostles were sinners too, okay? The people who names in the Bible who, like Peter and the rest of them, they were sinners too. But, oh well. But truth of the matter is, somebody tell it. It's sad that y'all tell them to be docile and be doormats to injustice. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want my kids being that way. It is the father. I try to provide an environment. They don't have to deal with that. It's sad that even the Latino immigrants who are mothers and fathers will, if they do, and let's say those who illegal making fun, if a person is undocumented, go all through that hell so the kid can have a better place. Can we have the same document attitude? Our ancestors went all through that hell. Sorry putting it in, I'm trying to curse, all that demonic stuff. Enslaved Jim Crow so we can have a better future, and y'all just still acting like y'all still on the plantation. I swear y'all talking about y'all have a pride and black pride. No, you don't. You treat your black roots like it's a burden. And y'all hold on to it like a burden. And then you try to call someone like me who claim multiracial background. No, I'm factual about who I am. We are African American, European, and American. I don't care about white man. White man's not God. And if you hang with a white person that thinks like that, something's wrong with you. Because as soon as I find a white person that thinks like that, the one drop mentality, they're out my picture. I don't want nothing to do with them. I got white cousins to mix in. Do you think I want to say, hello, how you doing, family member? They don't see me as mixed. And then they don't acknowledge me as a family member. I don't want to acknowledge them either. Reject those who reject you. But y'all so silly. Teach your kids, especially your son. That's why we got weak-minded brothers. The sisters are more stronger than the brothers. They thinking from they penis and their doggone degrees of melanin because we all don't have the same complexion. I don't understand this mess. It takes a real man to fight the good fight. I tell you that. That's high masculine. Not sit here and walk that be dormant and then beat on somebody else because they think they more or less than men are, like a bully. It's just what it is. That's some seriously. I'm not teaching my son. I'm glad I am a man. When I do have a son, I always want a daughter as a first child. I'm not teaching my son to be docile, do nothing, stuff, wheelie slave, mentally, physical strong, and to be subject to oppression. If I have to fight for his rights, even put my life on the line, I will do it. That's true love for a child. Not sit here and be some old slave-minded people. That's why nobody don't even want to deal with African people. Even Africans look at us and say, look at y'all got us. I see why. Well, we gotta teach our son. You not join no civil rights organization while you teach your son that, so he can not go through that. His kids don't have to go through that. His grandkids don't have to go through that. You're not worried about. You talking about living for the present, had old slave mentality and trying to teach right. I don't want nobody with a slave mentality. It's like an uneducated slave trying to guess how to do things. Instead of trying to fight, trying to get to be educated. So our children can have better things. No matter if they dark, light, whatever, whether all of us are part black, but either one so pure black coming from Africa, so they can have a better life in this country. You're sitting here allowing them to go through a lot of HEWL just for your benefit. I call it like it is. I don't know a person's heart, but because you weak-minded, you teach them to pass that weakness for them. Don't know. If anybody is teaching me to be weak and not have courage and not have strength like a true man is supposed to be, I don't want to hear you guys say. You should be a slave, to be a fiddler. I don't want to hear that mess. It's nonsense. Y'all are gatekeepers of white supremacy when you do that. I'm not saying let your son try whatever. And this is it comes down to challenge that bad authority. Sometimes we have to be the David against the Goliath. If David was sit here teaching, was taught that mess, Goliath would beat his behind up and he would never win. Y'all gotta teach our kids to be a David going against Goliath. Stop trying to teach them to be slaves. Y'all some sad people. And if you feel that you're in an area your son cannot be free, then it's your job as a parent to move out so they can have that freedom. I would. I don't want to be subject to that mess. That's why I'm glad I don't have kids right now. I'm poor as a father if I do that, man. I'm poor choice as a father if I do that. I want my kids to have the better life that I did not have. I want them to have the best in my grandkids and my great-grandkids. Y'all not looking at that. If Harry Tubman had this mentality, oh, Lord, we be doomed. I swear, looking at this, y'all, you're not even joining an organization or anything trying to fight for them right in Congress, right in council people in your area. You're not doing none of that. Just sit here acting like a slave and just go along with the problem. Oh, I swear, people in the aggressive community are some of the most slave-minded, no matter the shade, the texture. I can't deal. That's why y'all don't like me, because I have a freeman spirit. I don't have a slave mentality. I don't want to live in guaranteed misery today I die. Y'all love to subject to that mess and then try to beat your kid, do all that, act like a slave master, and try to keep them in that mess. I don't no confined to that. No. I want them to enjoy freedom on this earth. Okay? Yeah, I ain't no parent, but when I do, I will be the best one, and I'll make sure that they can't handle justice and freedom and equality. That I will take them out that area and move outside of the United States so they can have it all. Cause I'll be a true loving parent if I do. Y'all don't love your kids, and some of y'all, in my opinion, don't love yourself because you don't feel you're not worthy of having freedom. I do believe I'm worthy. I value myself too doggone much. I want my kid to have the best, not the worst. Subject to old Shantown ghettos and projects and roaches and crackheads. I don't want my kids in that. I'll fight hard if I have to. And when I do have a child, I'll put myself in line to save my child's life. That's a true parent. That's a true loving parent. Not some slave minded who subject to themselves to an unjust lifestyle. Something wrong with y'all. Y'all some weak minded people. I don't want no weak-minded people, but you feel you strong to intimidate people when who don't go along with your way. That's how it's dumb some of y'all are. So I call it like it is. You don't have no love, no favor works. You don't believe in that. You believe in this old misinterpretation, this old slave-minded I swear, I can't deal with that. That's why we don't progress. We don't progress because of people like this. Teach their kids, and that's why the sons in our jail, they don't know how to fight in a good way, in an intelligent manner. They, to be leaders of community. They have businesses then. You're not teaching them how entrepreneurship. You're telling them to be workers. And then you get mad talking about a nigga ain't gonna do that. That's not no love and period. That's a bad parent teaching that child that have low self-esteem and they faking it. They don't have low than they do. I swear, when I saw that video, I'm sorry. If you cannot be in an area where you don't have justice, it's the choice. Two things: fight against injustice or move out. Because that's the things you gotta do. And it takes a real man to do that. Sitting there and letting people walk all like a doormat is not a real doggone man. It's sad a person with a feminine voice like I do have that dog courage. Well, I'm a Lion King, that's why I'm a Leo. Half y'all slay. I don't think y'all like to act timid, act out like a wild caged animal to show how man you are. That's not being a man. But y'all some weak man. I see why. Tell your sons to, I swear, a slave mind. And then you have these women doing that, being anti mamas. I'm sorry, y'all. Being weird Lynch syndrome people. I swear. I should separate myself for those who don't want to progress. It's like me being a flower, a bunch of weeds trying to tear me down. It is what it is. But that's okay. When I have my son, I bet you my son will not be in a situation he do. I'll be with my son, teaching him to fight for his rights so he can have freedom, and his grandchildren have freedom, and his children have freedom, and everybody else down that family line. So we will have a weak-minded people who don't do nothing. I swear. Talking about you proud. Proud of what? To be a slave? Or to carry that mess from the 400 years to now? Really? You don't value your freedom. You let folks define your freedom for, especially the oppressor. I swear, even your identity. We're not even pure black. You're the white man say so. White man's not God. Stop. I swear. That's why you don't have no men build the community up, trying to be leaders and stuff. They just want to be thugs. I'm telling you like it is. Being old Win Lynch and being old Stephen Fletchers. How am my kid being that? Calling themselves niggers. I swear. Had no love for themselves. They think by exploiting themselves is love. No, it's not. I swear. But y'all, just next generation of people. Teach your sons to be kings. Not niggas. Not fiddlers. Not Stephen Fletchers. Not weak-minded people. To teach them they have they're just as equal as everybody else, and the white man's not God. And there are mixed, dark or light, kinky hair, straight hair. Their geology define who they are. There is a blessing coming out of a curse. We are African kings, European kings, and Native American chiefs. Not servants. Not passive. Okay? It's sad. I don't want my child, my son, being such this mess. And if I have to move out this doggone country, I will, so they can have a better life. I folks fought for a better life, not the worst. And you teach your kids to subject to be the worst, and they next children to be in that mess. What type of love is that? Ain't no love to me. I want my kids to have the best of the best, so they don't have to worry about that mess. I don't want my kids to be such oppression. The Jewish kids don't do that. The Jewish people don't, okay? The Africans that come over here don't do that. So why are African American people doing this mess with a slave, like a low educated, uneducated mentality, even though with degrees, still go along with this mess? Please stop teaching your kids to be a fiddler. Teach your kids to be a Nat Turner. Teach your sons to be the John Horace, the male version of Josephine Baker. Now, I'm talking about in game trend. I'm talking about that it's moving out, if you know what I mean. Analyze what I'm saying. To be that voice that Lisa Gonzalez had. To be a fair Douglas. To teach the people to get out of oppression like Harriet Tubman. To be the Martin Luther King who put his life on the line so we can have freedom. And equality and economic empowerment. To be strong on Michael ethnic out of the nation Islam. Okay? To be the Christian addicts who fought for this country so we can have the best who's black and Native American. Teach them to be the Native American roots. What's the one who Sitting Bull who fought for his right, put life on. Don't teach them to be no fiddler. What I'm saying here, I don't want to be no fiddler. That's how we supposed to do it. Yes. Y'all act like slaves in 2018. I swear, it's a shame. It's a shame. Stop teaching us to be slaves and be subject to oppression. Fight the good fight. It says in the book of Timothy, St. Timothy. The St. Paul told St. Timothy, fight the good fight. That's what you're supposed to be, the David and the Goliath. The underdog does win. Even proves it in scripture. And y'all don't even teach that. You teach them to be slave and docile and be with the win-list syndrome with the story interpretation of the Bible. That's just sad. It's sad. We're fighting against not flesh, but power, principality, and you teach your kids to be strong and seek and find, and not even Jesus is the Lord and Savior. Jesus Christ say that, and you ain't teach that. You teach to stay there. Oh, I swear y'all some wicked people. I'm sorry. I critique this mess because we supposed to fight the good fight. And we've been teaching our kids after 1964 when the Civil Rights Bill, we would not be in where we at right now. But no, y'all got docile and all that other stuff. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to be docile. I don't want to be subject to a bad authority. I pray every day. Even I was talking about what happened with the Michael Bennett, that the people like that who's running Houston will no longer be my authority. If I have to move out, good. And trust me, I don't mind moving out of the United States. At least if whoever woman I marry, I don't care what color she is, my side darker than me, lighter than me, whatever, King Curtis, however the phenotype is, he would not go through this mess. He would not go through this mess at all in another country. Living better, speaking different language, have better equality and everything else, and he be thanking me as far as fighting for his rights. Y'all see here, just that. Oh, I swear, it's like talking to a slave that loves being in the place of a slave. So I'm a freedman. I'm sorry, I'm a freedman of color. No, I don't regret that. I love the fact that take it or leave it. I'm a freedman of color. I am a runaway slave, not a field slave or a house slave, and I don't want the two positions. And I want my kids to be free. So can you have that mentality? God dog it. I ain't trying to be do nothing about it. I'm gonna do something about it. Be a do something, not a do nothing, please. That's my slogan. Be a do something, not a do nothing. Okay? Please. Because getting our problems straight. I'm getting tired of this mess. Y'all love oppression. I don't. I hate it. And it can go away. Stop doubting God if you say you got more strength than I do about God and more faith. You sure have a limited mindset and spirituality. I don't.